While the world spins faster, demands more, and hurls chaos in every direction, most people are chasing peace in all the wrong places. They seek comfort when they should be building strength. They avoid pain when they should be learning from it. They run from the storm when they should be learning to stand in it. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He didn't write this from a place of luxury or ease. He was leading an empire, fighting wars, facing plagues, and enduring personal loss. And yet, he found something unbreakable within himself. And that's what I want for you. In this video, I'll share 8 real practices, not motivational fluff, not quick hacks, but ancient battle-tested principles that will help you stop crumbling under pressure and start using pressure as fuel. These ideas have helped people not just survive stress, but rise through it. The person you are right now, reading these words, carrying whatever burden you're carrying, you already have what you need to become unstoppable. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to wait for the storm to pass. The storm is the path, the struggle is the forge, and the pain, that's the teacher. But here's the truth. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So I need you to do more than just listen. Like this video if you're ready to commit to your own transformation. Drop a comment and share what stress you're currently battling. Your honesty might lift someone else. Share this with someone who needs it. Subscribe, stay with me. Every part of this video matters. Now take a deep breath. We're about to forge something unbreakable. Drop this in the comments. I refuse to break. I am becoming unbreakable. Number 1. Don't cope. Dominate your darkness. Most people spend their lives trying to cope with stress, anxiety, and pain. They come up with routines, distractions, and escape plans. But here's the truth. Coping is survival mode. Dominating is transformation mode. Seneca, who faced exile, betrayal, and the looming threat of death, once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." He wasn't preaching comfort, he was teaching power. He knew that adversity isn't something to manage, it's something to master. When stress slams into your life, and it always will, your instinct might be to shrink from it, to numb it, to wish it away. But that instinct is keeping you weak. Because the truth is, your darkness is not your enemy. It's your forge. Think back to the last time life pushed you to your limit. A crushing deadline, a broken relationship, a moment when you were on the edge, and yet, you're still here. In that fire, you found something. Strength you didn't know you had. You discovered clarity, focus, power. That's not luck. That's you under pressure, becoming something more. Dominating your darkness doesn't mean ignoring your pain. It means using it. It means shifting from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What is this trying to teach me?" Here's a way to start. When you feel overwhelmed, tight chest, racing thoughts, fear rising, pause. Breathe deep 3 times. Then ask, what's the lesson here? Maybe it's time to face a truth you've been avoiding. Maybe it's time to change your approach. Whatever it is, see it as information, not punishment. The ancient Stoics practiced memento mori, remembering death, not to be morbid, but to awaken themselves. Because when you realize time is limited, every hardship becomes a test of your character. Every storm becomes a stage for your growth. Stop settling for survival. Command the storm. Face the darkness, and let it sharpen you into something unbreakable. Drop this in the comments. I dominate my darkness and transform every challenge into strength. Number 2. Control the first thought. Kill the weak inner voice. Right now, as you listen to these words, there's a voice in your head. It's judging, worrying, planning, criticizing. And most people? They think that voice is them. They believe every thought they hear. That's the most dangerous illusion you can live under. Even Marcus Aurelius struggled with this. In his private writings, he reminded himself, "Confine yourself to the present." Because he understood, most of our suffering doesn't come from reality. It comes from the story we tell ourselves about reality. That voice in your head, it's not your friend. It evolved to detect threats, to keep you safe. But in today's world, where growth, not just survival, defines you, that voice becomes your cage. It sounds like this. "I can't handle this. This is too hard. What if I fail? Everyone else is doing better. This shouldn't be happening to me." That's not truth. That's programming. It's weakness in disguise. But here's what most people never realize. You are not that voice. You are the one who hears it, and the one who hears it has power. The first thought matters, because it sets the tone for everything that follows. When stress strikes, your brain fires off a reflex thought, fast, automatic, emotional. But between that stimulus and your response is a space, and in that space is your freedom to choose. So here's your training. When pressure hits, catch that first thought. Don't react, just notice it. Oh, there's the voice telling me I'm not enough. Then pause and choose a better thought. Not fake positivity, not lies, but something useful, something true, something strong. I'm learning to handle this. This is making me stronger. What if I rise instead of fall? What if this is my turning point? The Stoics practice this constantly. Today, we call it cognitive reframing. They called it mastering the mind. Because how you interpret something is what it becomes. This isn't about denying pain. It's about refusing to let pain dictate your story. It's about becoming the editor of your thoughts, not the prisoner of them. That inner voice has run unchecked for years. It's time to fire it and replace it with someone stronger. You. Drop this in the comments. I control my thoughts and choose strength. Number 3. Use isolation as a weapon, not a prison. When life overwhelms you, your first instinct might be to reach out. Vent, seek reassurance, hear someone say it will be okay. Connection is human and necessary, but needing others to manage your emotions, that's dangerous. Seneca once wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." He found this truth in solitude, not distraction. In isolation, he didn't just survive. He became one of history's deepest thinkers. Isolation scares most people, because it strips away distractions, buffers, and excuses. No one to blame, no one to lean on. That's terrifying. But here's what many miss. Isolation is where legends are forged. It's where you discover your raw, unfiltered self. When no one else is watching or cheering, think about the greats. The writer alone with their thoughts. The athlete grinding while the world sleeps. The entrepreneur building quietly when others party. The student studying while friends scroll. Isolation isn't absence. It's self-reliance in its purest form. But here's the difference between a prison and a weapon. Intention. Isolation forced on you becomes a prison. Lonely, bitter, suffocating. Isolation you choose becomes a weapon. Powerful, clear, strengthening. Start small. Take 1 hour a day of voluntary isolation. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts. At first, you'll want to run. Your mind will scream for escape, but that discomfort, it's the fire forging the unbreakable. On the other side waits a person who doesn't need validation, who doesn't need constant noise to feel alive, who stands tall alone because they've learned to love their own company. Use solitude to audit your life. What's working? What's not? What hard truths are you avoiding? What dreams are waiting for you to fight for? The strongest people aren't those who never feel alone. They're those who crave their own company. They've made solitude a sanctuary, a source of strength. Your isolation isn't a flaw. It's a gift, a chance to build something powerful inside. Don't run from it. Weaponize it. Number 4. Train under pressure. Never wait for calm. Most people treat pressure like the enemy. They wait for the storm to pass before they try to grow. They postpone their dreams until life gets easier. They put off building good habits until they have more time. Essentially, they say, "I'll become strong when I don't need to be strong." This mindset keeps people weak forever. Epictetus knew better. Born a slave, he could have waited for freedom and better circumstances. Instead, he used every hardship as training ground. He said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." He didn't wait for perfect conditions to think like a free man. He trained his mind amidst chains, and when freedom came, he was already unbreakable. Pressure isn't the opposite of growth. It is growth's forge. Just as muscles don't grow in comfort but in resistance, your character doesn't develop in ease but in trial. The very stress you resist is the raw material your spirit needs. Here's what training under pressure looks like. When work overwhelms, practice calm. When money tightens, practice gratitude. When critics shout, practice detachment. When exhaustion hits, practice discipline. Most people do the opposite. When stressed, they abandon habits. When tired, they skip workouts. When anxious, they avoid tough talks. When overwhelmed, they neglect self-care. They let pressure make them smaller. Champions see differently. They know the game isn't won in practice when all is perfect. It's won in the final moments when everything's on the line. They don't perform despite pressure. They perform because of pressure. Reframe every stressful moment as training. Stuck in traffic, practice patience. Annoying coworker, practice emotional control. Financial hit, practice resourcefulness. Health setback, practice resilience. Every challenge is a gym for your soul. The beauty of training under fire is that it doesn't just prepare you for future battles, it eases the ones you face now. When you see stress as training, not torture, your nervous system calms. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start being a student of life. Here's your rule. Never waste a crisis. Never waste pressure. Never waste hardship. Use every trial to become the person you aspire to be. Don't wait for calm after the storm. Become the storm itself. Those who thrive under pressure aren't lucky. They're trained. For months, years, turning setbacks into setups, pressure points into power sources. Stop waiting for perfect conditions to be perfect. Start becoming unbreakable right now, with exactly what you have. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I train under pressure and grow stronger. Number 5. Make pain pay rent. Convert every hit into power. Pain will visit your life, whether you invite it or not. The real question isn't if you'll face setbacks, betrayals, losses, or failures. It's whether you'll let that pain live rent-free in your mind, or whether you'll make it pay for the space it occupies by transforming it into something useful. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He didn't just endure his pain, he alchemized it into wisdom that still guides us 2,000 years later. Most people let pain make them smaller. They carry hurt like a badge, defining themselves by what happened, not by what they did with what happened. They become professional victims, wearing injuries like armor that actually makes them more vulnerable, not less. But there's another path, the path of the unbreakable. When pain arrives, you don't deny it. You don't minimize it. You definitely don't let it move in permanently. You acknowledge it. You feel it fully. Then you ask the most important question: how can I use this to become stronger? Every betrayal teaches discernment and shows the value of loyalty. Every failure teaches resilience and reveals what doesn't work so you can find what does. Every loss teaches appreciation and shows you what truly matters. Every rejection teaches persistence and proves your worth isn't defined by others' opinions. Here's how you make pain pay rent. First, feel it completely. Don't rush to get over it or move on. Sit with the discomfort. Let it teach you how much you can endure. Most people fear their own pain, but when you stop running from it, you discover you're far stronger than you ever imagined. Second, extract the lesson. What is this experience trying to teach you? Maybe it's boundaries you need to set. Maybe it's patterns you keep repeating. Maybe it's skills you've never thought to develop. Pain always carries a message. Your job is to decode it. Third, use that lesson to serve others. Deepest pain often becomes the foundation for your greatest contribution. The one who's battled depression can help others find hope. The one who survived betrayal can teach trust. The one who lost everything can show what truly matters. This isn't toxic positivity or pretending pain is good. Pain hurts. That's why it's called pain. But refusing to let pain transform you into someone wiser, stronger, and more compassionate, that's the real tragedy. Your scars aren't proof of weakness. They're proof of survival. Your pain isn't your identity. It's your curriculum. Stop letting your hurt define you. Start letting it refine you. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I transform every pain into power. Number 6. Operate in silence. Let discipline speak for you. In a world obsessed with announcing every intention, sharing every struggle, and broadcasting every small victory, the most powerful people do something radically different. They work in silence and let their results do the talking. Epictetus taught, "Be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in few words." He understood that true strength doesn't need an audience, real progress doesn't need applause, and genuine transformation happens in the quiet moments when nobody's watching. The problem with constantly talking about what you plan to do is that it tricks your brain into thinking you've already done it. Psychologists call this social reality. You get a dopamine hit from praise and attention for your intentions, which reduces your motivation to actually follow through. You become addicted to planning instead of committed to doing. Look around. The loudest talkers about their goals are often the slowest movers toward them. They're too busy managing their image to build substance. They perform their growth instead of experiencing it. Silent discipline is different. It's waking at 5 a.m. to work on your dreams while the world sleeps. It's saying no to distractions because your work matters more. It's choosing the hard path when no one's watching, no applause coming. It's building something meaningful while others build social media personas. This doesn't mean becoming antisocial or secretive. It means being selective about what deserves public attention and what deserves private devotion. Your daily habits, your inner work, your character development, these need consistency, not witnesses. There's immense power in keeping your most important work to yourself. When you're not performing for others, you focus fully on the process. When you don't seek approval, you make decisions based on what works, not what looks good. When you don't explain yourself, you save energy to execute. Silence also shields your dreams from negativity. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will try to talk you down, minimize your progress, plant doubt. Operating in silence makes you immune to their interference. Operating in silence looks like this. You train without posting every workout. You build your business without announcing every milestone. You sharpen your skills without seeking validation. You solve your problems without broadcasting struggles. Then, when you do speak, your words carry weight, backed by undeniable action. When you share, people listen, because you're not just talking, you're doing. Let your discipline speak for you. Let your results announce themselves. Let your transformation be so profound people wonder what changed. Not because you told them, but because they see it in how you carry yourself. Stop performing your growth. Start living it. The world needs fewer talkers and more doers. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I let my actions speak louder than my words. Number 7. Become dangerous to your old self. The greatest enemy you'll ever face isn't outside, it's inside. Not toxic people, not bad luck, but the version of yourself you used to be. The one who made excuses, settled for less, chose comfort over growth. That person still lives inside you, fighting tooth and nail for survival every day. Seneca nailed this internal war when he wrote, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." He wasn't just talking about fear or dreams. He was calling us out. We hesitate, we delay, we live like we have forever to change, letting our old self win day after day. The brutal truth: your old self must die daily. Because that version, the one with weaker habits, softer standards, louder excuses, can't survive in the same space as your future. You must become so focused, so elevated, so relentless in your evolution that old patterns feel alien in your presence. This is the war between who you were and who you're becoming. If you don't actively destroy your old self, it will keep dragging you back. This isn't self-hatred or rejecting your past. Your old self got you this far, taught you lessons, survived battles. But survival isn't enough anymore. You're not here to get by. You're here to become unbreakable. That means leaving behind every thought, every excuse, every weakness that kept you small. Becoming dangerous to your old self means you can't scroll mindlessly for hours because your time is sacred. You can't complain without action because complaining only feeds your ego. You can't break promises to yourself because your word is your bond. The old you said, "I'll start tomorrow." The dangerous you starts now. The old you said, "I don't have time." The dangerous you makes time by cutting what doesn't matter. The old you said, "I'm not that type of person." The dangerous you creates proof that you are. Here's what this looks like in practice. You stop tolerating mediocrity in any part of your life. If your health is average, you obsess over making it excellent. If your relationships are shallow, you deepen or end them. If your work feels meaningless, you find meaning or find new work. You measure yourself by action, not intention. The old you got credit for wanting change. The dangerous you earns credit for actually changing. You become your toughest critic and your biggest fan, critical enough to spot flaws, confident enough to fix them. You stop explaining yourself to people stuck in your old version. When old friends ask why you don't party like before, you don't justify, you show results. When family doubts your new standards, you don't argue, you demonstrate. Some people cling to the old you because it comforts their stagnation. The most dangerous thing about becoming dangerous to your old self: it's permanent. Once you upgrade your standards and raise your expectations, going back to who you were feels physically uncomfortable. This is cognitive dissonance. You can't keep old beliefs while acting new. Either your actions stop or your beliefs change. The dangerous you ensure the beliefs change. People will notice. Some will say you've changed, you're different, you're not the same. They're right. That's exactly the point. The old you couldn't handle what you're building. The new you can handle anything. Stop trying to improve the old you. Execute them. Build someone entirely new. Number 8. Anchor to one unbreakable. Why? When everything falls apart, and it will fall apart, the only thing that will keep you standing is knowing why you're fighting in the first place. Not your surface-level goals, not your temporary motivations, but your deepest, most unshakable reason for becoming unbreakable. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, discovered this truth in the most extreme circumstances imaginable. He wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how." He watched people survive unimaginable horror, not because they were physically stronger, but because they had an unbreakable reason to endure. Most people's motivation is shallow. They want to be successful because success looks good. They want to be fit because fitness is attractive. They want to be disciplined because discipline is admirable. But when the real tests come, when you're exhausted, when progress is slow, when nobody's watching, these surface motivations crumble like paper in a storm. Your unbreakable why isn't about you. It's bigger than your comfort, your convenience, your immediate desires. It's about who you're becoming for the people who depend on you, the example you're setting for those who look up to you, the legacy you're building for those who come after you. Maybe your why is your children, not just providing for them financially, but modeling what it looks like to never give up, to keep growing, to handle stress with grace. Maybe it's your parents who sacrificed for you, and becoming unbreakable is how you honor their investment. Maybe it's the person you used to be, who needed someone like who you're becoming now. Maybe your why is everyone who told you that you couldn't do it, and your unbreakable nature is your answer to their doubt. Maybe it's everyone who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself, and your transformation is your way of proving their faith wasn't misplaced. Here's how you discover your unbreakable why. Ask yourself what you would regret not becoming if you knew you only had 1 year left to live. Not what you'd regret not achieving, what you'd regret not becoming. What version of yourself would you be ashamed to leave behind? What growth would you be disappointed you never committed to? Your unbreakable why should make you emotional when you think about it. It should be so important to you that quitting becomes literally impossible. When you're tired, thinking about your why gives you energy. When you're scared, thinking about your why gives you courage. When you're tempted to settle, thinking about your why reminds you that settling is betraying everything you stand for. Write your why down. Make it specific. Make it personal. Make it so powerful that even reading it months from now will bring tears to your eyes and fire to your heart. The ancient Stoics understood that nothing great was ever accomplished without a great reason. Your techniques will fail you, your motivation will fade, your circumstances will challenge you. But an unbreakable why, a reason so deep it touches your soul, that will carry you through any storm. Don't just want to be unbreakable, need to be unbreakable for reasons bigger than yourself. You now have 8 practices that can transform you from someone who survives stress into someone who thrives because of it. But here's the truth. Knowing isn't enough. Reading isn't enough. Even understanding isn't enough. The only thing that matters is what you do with what you've learned. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one." The same applies to being unbreakable. Stop thinking about it and start becoming it. Your transformation doesn't begin tomorrow. It doesn't begin when conditions are perfect. It begins right now, with whatever stress you're currently facing. That challenge isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. It's your training ground, your classroom, your opportunity to prove what you're made of. The person who started watching this video and the person finishing it can be different people, but only if you choose to make them different. Start with one practice, master it, then add another. Build your unbreakable nature one choice at a time, one challenge at a time, one victory at a time. Like this video if these practices resonated with you. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Subscribe to this channel because your journey to becoming unbreakable is just beginning. The world needs more people who don't break under pressure, people like you. Now, go prove what you're made of. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I am unbreakable, and my journey to strength starts now.